Afternoon, folks. Welcome back. Today, after all the work that we did on the pond, we are going to take a few moments to clean some of what we caught. And there's just a couple things that you're going to need. You're going to need, first of all, a good fillet knife and a pair of scissors. And I will explain that to you as we get through the process. Sit back and enjoy.
I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning. All right, y'all. I'll be over here.
Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start with, I'm sure y'all remember this guy, with the crappie. And the first thing you want to do is this bottom fin right here, you want to cut that off. And I'm going to tell you why. So you go right here, cut that off, discard that. And the reason you do that is because these fins have very sharp bones in the end. And if you get stuck by one and that little fin piece, that tip breaks off, is very painful. Might take a day or two to get it out your skin, but we're going to avoid all that now by just going ahead and getting that out the way. Now this dorsal fin here, we cut that off. Same thing, because you do not want to get stuck by one of these. And once that's done, I was taught as a kid to scale fish. We always use the knife. Some people buy these fancy little gadgets, but I'm gonna just do it the old-fashioned way. You want to start at the tail and go against the direction of the scales, which I'm sure some of you people already know this, but you're gonna have them flying everywhere, so that's part of the process. And you really, like I said, you want a really good, sharp fillet knife. Turn him over, repeat the process. And cutting those fins off makes it very easy to scale too. Because if you ever don't touch or cut that fin off on the top during this process, you will get stuck by that fin, and it is very, very painful. The fins really are the only defense that the fish have. They're not made to really hurt us, but if you touch it wrong, it will hurt. Okay. This one is done as far as the scaling process. We rinse them off a little bit. And what I do is, some people leave the heads on, but what I do is I follow right beneath the gill at the top, and I just make a slit. Do the same thing on the other side. Make another slit. Take my scissors, make a cut right there. And that loosens up that head. Some people leave it on there, some people don't. Then I like to come underneath that gill plate. And there you have it. Now people, country folk, know what this is good for. If you got a garden, this is the best fertilizer. That's the innards and the head. So what I do is I find the little hole right here, which you know what that is. I'm not gonna really mention that, but that's the little part where they go to the bathroom. And you want to cut up through there, and there's a bone there. So what you want to do is take your scissors and cut through that bone. Okay, and then you start right there. He's got eggs in there too. She does. And you just cut backwards. And you follow that bone all the way down to the tail. And then you open her up, as you can see, and you just do the same procedure. You follow along that backbone. And you take out all the innards. She's got eggs in her, which, by the way, those are edible. Very edible. You just dip it in your cornmeal and fry it up like a regular piece of fish. And once you have filleted this fish, what I do is this. I lay it open. Like so. And that's what you want. You want to clean out all the innards. And this is how it should look. It'll look a little better than this. But once you clean it up and rinse it and everything, all this blood and stuff will come off. And there you have it. It's just that simple. Now, we're going to put him in the water, rinse him. And then we're going to do another one. Now, I'm going to show you how to do, let's see here. Let's do Mr. Bass. Let's do him. Clean the workstation off. Same procedure. His fins are not as tough as the crappie, but the smaller the fish, the better. You really don't want to get stuck by these. Ask me how I know. I learned the hard way. Some of y'all might ask why I leave the tail. Well, this is what I was taught. The tail is just as good to eat as any other part of the fish. And I asked the old man why. He said, well, if you think about it like this, all the nutrients are in the tail. I said, that's such a bony part. But he explained to me that if you know fish, their tails are always doing this. So that's one of the strongest parts of the body. So I'll fry that tail and it crunches up just like a potato chip.
I'm getting hit by scales.
And it's best to do this outside in the area if you can. A lot of people don't like the smell of raw fish in their house, but they love it when it's being cooked. Good thing I blocked the frost water. That's clean. Let's rinse him off. I'm going to do the same procedure. Follow that hole right there. Go straight up. Come back this way. I'm going to follow that bottom part all the way back. Follow that bone. Come up to the gill plate. Make your incision there. Flip him over. Make your incision there. scissors. Take your clip. And there it is. Clean them out. There you go. Rinse them off. Some people like to take the bone out of the fish. I don't do that because I was taught that that bone actually adds flavor to the fish. That's just what I was taught. You don't have to quote me on that, but that's just what I learned. So now we've done a crappie and we've done a bass. Let's go for Mr. Trout. Now he's not going to be as hard because his scales are not as hard as the previous two fish. They're rather small, as you can see. So you just lightly scrape the same direction as you did the other fish. And his fins are soft, so you really don't have to worry about cutting those off. But if you want to, you can. And as you can see, they're coming off, they pile up real easy.
And I thought there was times you said you leave the head on the fish. When is that?
Sometimes I leave the heads on there because there, if you look here on the fish, there's meat that runs all the way up to their head. So when you see me make that incision, that's where that meat stops. But sometimes I'll leave it on there because even down in the jawbone, there's meat down in there depending on the size of the fish. Give him a good rinse. Now that same hole that we use on the other fish, his is a little further back, but it's the same process. Let's go straight up the middle, all the way underneath the head. Clean out the innards. Make that same cut with the scissors underneath. Same cut behind that gill. There you go. Most times these innards will stay attached to the head all the way up to the spine. And what I like to do, trout have this bloodline that runs all the way up their spine. And what I like to do is just kind of take my thumb and push most of that out. Most of that will come off in a second cleaning. You know, when I shake them off in the water. want to come down, do that same cut down the spine, all the way to the tail. And there you have it. Slam open and see this trout. Their bones are a lot softer, so they make an easier fillet. And there you go.
So those things sticking up is bones?
Yeah, they're called hair-like bones. But even when you cook them, you know, you can actually take these out if you want to, or you can cook them with them in there. And they're so soft, they're not really that bad. But if you prefer to take them out, you can do so. Give him another rinse. There you have it. Most of this I can take out later. But for now, it's just for the process. That's how it's done. See, we got a few visitors down there in our bucket. Tell you, anytime you want flies to come, start cleaning fish. Okay, next we're gonna see, let's see here.
I'm gonna clean up a little bit first.
Yeah, let's clean up our station. Just a little bit. Okay, next we're gonna go with Mr. Bluegill. Now to me, these are the perfect eating size. The cleaning process is the same, so let's get to it. Start at the tail. See that fin right there. Cut that off. Look at him pee. You laughing. I know you're gonna edit that part.
Nope, that's what makes it funny.
Yeah, you laughing. Okay, we're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back. We'll clean a couple more, get them ready to fry.
Okay, everybody, it's my turn.
I'm gonna go have a seat.
Okay, you're gonna sit over and watch
Yep.
me. This Chef Setta. We are today going to be cleaning some fish. I have to touch it. Okay, I didn't wear my rings. Okay. Got my knife. Okay, y'all.
You're gonna need your scissors.
Need the scissors. Got the scissors. Need some paper towel. Okay. It's gonna be a crappie.
Now be careful, because if you reach in there, some of the fins can stick you
Okay.
under your fingernail, and that's really painful.
And they're not gonna move because they're dead, so.
Why don't you get the bass? He's bigger and easier. You want to start with a crappie?
Yeah. Okay. It's a crappie. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna cut off the fins. To fins.
Yes. The top one?
This one right here.
Yes, follow from here all the way up and come up to here. You know, it's easier
What?
if you lay the fish flat
Like this?
like this and cut it. Just go this way.
Put it in my hand, lay it
Yes.
flat. Okay, put it down, then I'll pick it up. So I need to go be brave. Like this?
Just like that.
This is what you said?
Yes. Good job.
Thank you. Again.
Okay, do the bottom one. Okay, now do those two. Give them one at a time if you want to. There you go. Get the scaling, baby.
Okay.
Discard these.
Okay. This is where I need to hold this till I get this started. Okay. Now you need to scale.
Turn your knife around. Turn your knife around.
Descale it away from you. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Sharp knife will do it. Sharp knife will help you with the skills you got. And to make it easier on you, it's easier to scale with the tip of
This
your
part?
blade. Yeah, just come up and, yeah, because that part is flexible. Right above
hit his eyeball.
right above your thumb there. Get on the top of that.
Right here?
Top,
Up
right
here?
Right there.
Oh,
Yeah. Both of those areas. Okay, that's good.
I don't feel any more resistance.
Okay.
Resistance is futile.
You want me to check? You want me to check?
Trekkies know what that means. Okay, you're gonna check see if I have any.
Yes, let me check for you.
Okay. So what was my grade on? What was my grade on scaling?
10.
A 10.
Okay, 9.5.
Okay. You have to tell me for real.
You did good.
Okay.
I mean, I give you 10 because I didn't feel but maybe 2 or 3 left on there. You did good.
Okay. Now, cut this thing this away.
Yeah, go behind the gill plate. And you want to come, let me show you. You want to come this way. Follow that gill plate and just cut straight at an angle because it's going to stop right there.
Oh, his mouth opened. Oh. It did. Look, y'all, watch. See, I'll zoom in. It did. Anywho. Okay. I was like, I thought how does he? Oh, look at him. Okay, okay.
Just press hard and just go in at an angle. You want me to do it for you or show you?
Yeah. Like that?
Mm-hmm.
That far enough?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ooh.
Now take your scissors.
You're in front of the camera.
That V shape that you just made right there with your cut.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Here.
Yeah.
You know what that is, don't you?
What?
That's the worm. Yeah, that's the worm. And most times when you take that head out, the innards usually come with it. But even if they don't, we still know the process to cut it, to clean all that out.
What's up here? Eee!
Take your scissors and cut through that bone. Because there's a V-shaped bone in there. And you won't be able to really cut through that with a knife. So you use your scissors. Okay. Follow that bone all the way through up to the tail. There you go. Let me see.
You don't have to do the guts.
I'll do those for you.
I think I'm done.
You're done.
That's how you clean a fish.
She has eggs in her too.
You,
But they're damaged, so we won't be saving those, but we'll go ahead and...
Okay, go clean it for me inside.
Air sac out of there.
I forgot to rinse it off.
Oh, it's all good.
Phew, that was hard work. Dishwashing liquid. Water's warm. I never had warm water come out of the hose.
Well, it's been sitting in the sun.
Let's see.
I'm going to show you something on this fish that I learned a long time ago. You see that little yellow spot right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what that is. I'm going to cut him open like normal.
Is it going to be gross?
Uh-uh.
Well, any more grosser than the guts, but...
He might have my hook in him, though. I don't see any inner flesh except for right there. There's one right there. And then let me remove this. Okay, you see those? There's one on that bone. You see that one? There's one right there.
Yeah, little dot, yellow dot.
It looks like margarine underneath their flesh. What that is, folks, that's a parasite. I had the game warden, I asked him about it years ago, and he said it's a parasite, but it's okay. If you cook it right, it should be good to eat. And I told him, I said, well, would you eat it? He said, no. I said, well, neither would I. I said, but if I throw them back, I'm going to get in trouble. So I discarded of them when I came home. Let me show you another one. This is what they look like. There's one. On the tail there. There's another one right there. Yeah. So this fish is literally no good.
Alrighty.
And being that I caught these fish at 2 separate places, I know the ones that came from there, so I'll be examining those too when I do another round of fish cleaning and cooking. Just a little tidbit I wanted to pass on to y'all. So if you see that little yellow thing on their tail, especially on the tail, because that tail, that's the easiest place for them to attach. And when they attach, that's where they feed. And then once they get, in the fish's mouth, they can move all through the body and lodge anywhere they want to in the fish. That's why you check the flesh of the fish when you scale them. When you open them up, just look. And if you see any of those little yellow pods, just go ahead and discard of the fish.
Alrighty. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Folks, this right here is the air sac. That's what keeps the fish afloat.
Cool. Fish facts.
Okay, I'm gonna finish cleaning them, and we'll be back when it's time to cook them. Thank you, folks.